Many of you asked for a closer look at e.l.f. skincare, so I got myself some travel sets from different lines to see which ones were worth the admittedly fair price. And as it has been really hot and sweaty here lately, we will look at the Blemish Breakthrough Clarifying Cleanser, the Blemish Breakthrough Triple Acid Resurfacing Serum, and the Blemish Breakthrough Calming Water Cream. My skin isn't as oily as it used to be anymore, but when temperatures rise, so does my risk for a shiny T-zone and clogged pores. But before we dive in, which of the many skincare lines e.l.f. offers is your favorite? If you're new here, welcome. I'm Dr. Anne, a physician passionate about skincare and well-aging. The Blemish Breakthrough Blemish Clarifying Cleanser claims to both remove makeup and control oil as well as clarify the pores. It looks and feels like your average gel cleanser, maybe a little more on the runny side, and has no scent to it. Like all gel cleansers, you're supposed to either use it on damp skin or mix it up with water to create lather, but even when used on dry skin, this cleanser starts to froth up. When you add water to the mix, it forms a nice firm foam with tiny bubbles. Now, it claims to remove makeup, but I wear the majority of my makeup around my eyes with liner, eyeshadow and mascara as daily essentials, and as this did sting my eyes a little, I only ever use it as morning or second cleanse. While it rinses clean, no washcloth needed, it felt a tad drying on my skin, which is why I think it's best suited for oily skins or for me in the summer months. The ingredients targeting breakouts are the 1% salicylic acid. You can find up to 2% in your products, then zinc PCA, which helps with sebum control, and lastly niacinamide and tranexamic acid, but both at much lower concentrations than you usually get, so I wouldn't expect too much from them in this formula. You will also find glycerin for hydration and of course surfactants that are considered very effective, probably the explanation as to why I found it a little drying. The 1% salicylic acid makes this a good cleanser for those with oily skin and congestion, but you need to make sure it isn't too stripping. If it is, maybe try using it every other day instead. The Blemish Breakthrough Triple Acid Resurfacing Serum contains a blend of 3 different acids at a combined concentration of 8.5% to even out the skin tone and address texture issues after breakouts. It is completely clear, has a watery texture and no scent. The website advises you to use the Triple Acid Resurfacing Serum at night, but I think it could be used just as well in the mornings, which is what I did. I use my retinoids at night and try not to use an acid in the same routine, so that just works better for me. Although from the 8.5% of total acid concentration, only the salicylic acid has irritation potential, the other two in the mix, tranexamic acid and lactobionic acid, don't usually have an exfoliating effect, so depending on your skin's individual threshold, pairing with retinoids could be fine. The watery texture makes it easy to combine with other products as well. Interestingly enough, e.l.f. doesn't disclose the individual acid percentage. They only tell you that the total is 8.5%. Salicylic acid isn't allowed at more than 2% in over-the-counter products, and the same is true for tranexamic acid, while lactobionic acid, polyhydroxy acid, can be at anywhere between 0.5 to 30%. Looking at the order, the ingredients appearance sadly doesn't provide more information either. We know that niacinamide is at 10%, which is quite high, and the next on the list is lactobionic acid, so it is below 10% but more than 2% because it comes before tranexamic acid. When we do the math, it has to be at least 4.5 if the other two were used at maximum concentration. If they were used at much lower concentration though, we could as well have 8.3% of lactobionic acid and 0.1% respectively of salicylic and tranexamic acid. I think it is a good choice if you want to target congestion as well as hyperpigmentation at the same time. It is suitable for daily use, but this gentleness also means that you can't expect drastic results. It will probably need patience until you see improvement. The e.l.f. Blemish Breakthrough Blemish Calming Water Cream claims to both prevent and treat blemishes, to calm the skin, and to help control oil production while being lightweight. The first surprise when you get some out is the color. The cream is actually green. I assume that it's supposed to counteract any redness to make the skin appear more even, but can assure you it is barely noticeable when spread out. You're not going to turn into Shrek. It has a very lightweight texture that immediately sinks into the skin, just like water, and no scent. You can use it both morning and night, but I would recommend sticking with once a day as it does contain salicylic acid, so Using it too often could lead to irritation. Even for my skin that gets very oily in summer, it is lightweight enough to be used in the mornings underneath sunscreen. If you are more on the dry or dehydrated side, you will need something heavier to pair it with and could probably use this as serum step. It has a surprisingly matte finish after application. As ingredients, you have 1% salicylic acid to calm down inflammation and to target congestion, then niacinamide at a not disclosed percentage, and tranexamic acid, again without any information about concentration. Both will help target hyperpigmentation, and niacinamide also has a variety of other skin benefits like helping with oil control and strengthening the skin barrier, so will be beneficial for acne-prone skin. For hydration, there is glycerin, then you'll find acetylglucosamine, which is a natural moisturizing factor in the skin and in combination with niacinamide helps against hyperpigmentation, and lastly silica to absorb excess oil, probably responsible for the matte finish. This is my surprise favorite out of the 3 products, as it is really lightweight and doesn't add any shine to my face, and I particularly enjoy it around the time of the month when I get zones of congestion and breakouts on my cheeks. The e.l.f. Blemish Breakthrough line is best suited at oily, congestion-prone skin as well as a younger audience. All product contains salicylic acid at a maximum of 1% to fight clogged pores, and pair it with tranexamic acid and niacinamide, which will be helpful with targeting hyperpigmentation left behind from older breakouts. Neither of the products is particularly hydrating. The cleanser is a basic salicylic acid cleanser that is a little drying. The triple acid serum contains less exfoliating acids than you would expect, as the 3 acids are salicylic, tranexamic, and a polyhydroxyic acid. And my favorite is the water cream that feels like nothing, keeps my skin matte, and works well underneath sunscreen in the mornings. If there's anything you would like to add, please do so in the comments below. I will link to more videos you might find interesting on the screen, and add links to my Instagram, blog, and Patreon account in the description box. See you soon. Bye!